Welcome back, everybody, to Pro League tonight on Tuesday. We do have a 2-0 lead currently for SK Telecom T1 over Samsung Galaxy Con. And look at these predictions.
Everyone thinking Sock's going to win this except Wolf.
Wolf, what have you been eating over there in America, man?
He's just trying to be a trender, man.
He's drinking the Protoss blood over there or something.
Doc, on this map, I feel like he's definitely in favor to win this. Deer, no slouch, though. He can also have a chance of winning this. He's a great player. He's done a lot in the past, but I feel like this Doc is on another level currently.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. The Dark hype is real out here in Korea. Everybody's saying he's one of the best Zergs. Of course, being on SK Telecom does help that out a lot. And especially taking big games off of big names will also help out your career. Whereas Deer, I believe his last match was against Marine King on Deadwing, I think, maybe cross spawns. Another big map like that. I think it was Deadwing. And he went for a weird kind of all-in build with no upgrades. And it was like a late all-in build with like a lot of units off of 3 bases.
Yeah, that was Deadwing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was a very interesting game for sure. No upgrade Protoss, not the best.
Yeah. Really interesting style. It didn't quite work out, and Marine King just barely was able to hold on. But this is, of course, Deer going up against a Zerg. Did just get a look at his stats up there. Like you were saying, no slouch. Definitely a very good player. But this other guy on the other side of the arena, his name is Dark. Plays for SK Telecom T1. He is 4-2 so far in 2015.
He loves a song from the band that does the League of Legends theme song.
Yeah. Imagine Dragons, definitely a very cool band.
Yeah, I like
them myself.
A lot of fun. A lot of interesting music. 4-2 overall this season. 2-2 versus Protoss. Has a pretty unique ZVT style. When it comes to Protoss, a little bit more straightforward there.
Yeah. We have not seen him just yet this season against Zerg. I would like to see that matchup for him as well. I feel like his ZVT, like we were mentioning, just a bit better known for himself. But here he finds himself going up against another Protoss here in Deer. Deer versus Dark, game number 3. Down here in the bottom right in the red, the Protoss player from Samsung Galaxy Con, it is Deer.
Up here in the top left for SKT T1, it is Dark. An up-and-coming Zerg. Not really even up-and-coming at this point, a established powerhouse. Not getting not an incredible amount of playtime in Pro League just yet, but he has really impressed us, especially with his corrupted play in ZVT.
Yeah, really cool style. And here we do actually have a pile on the low ground. Looks like it's going to be Forge out of Deer here on the 2-player map. Not a bad idea.
Forge-a-doodle-doo.
Forge-a-doodle-doo indeed. Build I do myself on the ladder and 2-player maps. It's very strong.
Do you cheese people, Valdez?
Not very often, in fact. I'm trying to get better.
Good for you,
Trying
man.
to improve myself.
Good for you,
Learn
dude.
the game a bit.
Yeah,
better
that's
at my
the point.
casting. That's the point for us. That's our job.
Exactly. And no drone scout for Dark. Not one of those Zergs that loves to be very aggressive, likes to proxy hatch or block the Nexus with a hatchery. Instead, just going to be nice and greedy. And I think we're going to see a pull from him. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Dark reading this very nicely from the get-go. Just going for the pool with the no drone scout. And
well, he's not reading it perfectly. He is getting that early pull, but it's going to be a Nexus first in the Forge.
Yeah, I got to eat my words once again.
No,
not quite what we were expecting on a Deer.
Bit of a tricky one.
Well, Deer going to get ahead with this one, of course. Whereas we do see the hatch a bit later for Dark. He's going to want to scout this as soon as possible and throw down that third base of his own.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely scout it and kind of go for that standard sort of 15 pool against the Forge fast expand. Just the expand will just be a little bit faster, but you can still play the same way. Go for a bit later third base, probably in like a minute or so. A couple of Zerglings out, chase the probe down, make sure it doesn't block that third hatchery.
There they go, only 2. Big cheer coming out from the Korean crowd. Not exactly sure why. I mean, I know we do.
I'm looking for it, man.
I mean, it's a pretty interesting build out of Deer. I mean, he did go for Forge before Gateway, but he does go for the Gateway before Cannon, I guess. A bit riskier. I don't know.
Well, I don't see any units patrolling in the mineral line, like boosting something forward. So I don't know what it was this time.
Yeah, man.
And we're still actually seeing 2 base from Dark already, showing some interesting sort of style, some getting that earlier gas instead. How long is he going to stay on 2 base? We are seeing 2 Creep Queens being added to this build, and I'm thinking like, what's he got planned here, Valdez? Because it's definitely not the standard, especially against Forge Fast Expand.
Yeah. Well, Queens are popping out, and the Cybernetics core is coming up for the Protoss as well, so we're going to get a look quite soon here what exactly is going to come out of the Zerg and the Protoss, and it's Burrow. Ooh.
Made me cough even.
It's catching me by surprise definitely as well.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for the Burrow upgrade, robotics facility is on the way. But I wonder, what is Dark, what do you got planned with this, Dark? Are you planning to just borrow Zerglings at the third base, maybe 1 Zergling just to slow it down? I mean, I guess that's a cool thing, but surely you'd want a little something else if you are going to commit to a very, if not non-existent third base.
Yeah. Looks like he is sending out that drone, possibly? No. I thought I saw a drone going down to the third base location, but not yet. Waiting. He's getting a lair and 3 more gases.
Staying on 2 base, I wonder if he's going to be going for Mutatech. Oh, well, I mean, with the Burrow, it doesn't really make sense.
Burrow?
Yeah. Maybe Infestors?
Yeah, I was thinking possibly. This is just one of those builds where we're just going to, you know, funny to say it, but we are actually just going to have to wait and see what exactly is going to come out of Dark, because definitely non-standard play coming out of him. And on the other side of things, out of Deer, we do see 7 gates added to the 1 gate he's already gotten.
A pretty good choice, in my opinion, considering what he has seen. He didn't actually see the gas in the main or anything like that. It could be even a third base for all he knows at this point, but still going to be going for that 7 gate, 8 gate all in.
Yeah, and Infestation Pick coming out of Dark very fast after that lair, as well as an Evo Chamber.
I think it'd have to be Infestors because you got the Burrow upgrade. I don't think it'd be Swarmers because you don't need the Burrow upgrade yet.
Yeah, the Burrow doesn't make sense. And I'm gonna not put it past Dark. I'm gonna say that this is definitely not a mistake. There's a reason that he's doing this.
I think Deer just wins. Well, it's gonna be Swarm Hosts. Well, but we are seeing a massive warp in already of 8 units, mostly Stalker. It's gonna kill the third base. Might give him enough time to get these Swarm Hosts out, but still very disadvantaged kind of build order.
Man, that third base is so late. It's going to go down anyway. The speed only finishing up now. And with 8 gates, you're going to have even more warp-ins coming your way very, very fast. And even with this 1 observer, he's not even pushing it just yet. He's just clearing up all the creep first.
Yeah, this is definitely giving Dark an advantage to, or a chance to just get back into this. Obviously, that third base was not saturated or anything like that, even finished. So it wasn't like critical damage, just delayed. Ooh, we could have actually killed that Warp Prism if we followed it.
This is just such an interesting build. He goes for like 2 Spore Crawlers at the front as well, just to protect, I guess.
Yeah, just to stop any sort of observers getting in for the Foremost. And yeah, I mean, it is a perfect sort of unit composition against the gateway all-in. But because we did see Deer cancel that third base, it's going to make things just a lot harder for Dark.
Yeah, he could possibly even go in there and cancel it again. Well, this time it looks like there are some links to support, as well as the Locust coming in, so not just yet. So you're going to have to back off for now.
And we are seeing the Warp Prism move towards the main base behind the Mineral Patch.
It's very weak, but it has regenerated all of its shields, and with all of these gateways, we do see 7 Zealots coming in total, but the Lings are back here, but that is a lot of Zealots. The Queen's helping out here.
That is too many Zealots for unupgraded Zerglings. +1 Zealots, so they're going to two-shot all the Lings. And maybe with the Queen's help, they can deal with it.
But it's distracting for this army coming in back at the third base, poking once again. He was thinking about committing to it, but just not yet. Gotta wait for it. Queen may go down. No, another nice transfuse coming in. Gonna save it. And it will get cleaned up finally. And it looks like Dark finally is going to secure a third base, as well as a Hive that's almost done. This is a very interesting, like, fast tech build off of 2 bases into slow third, very slow, safe third.
This is Dark, man. This is Dark's sort of freestyling, doing whatever he wants, and making it work. He started the sort of trend with the Corruptors against Terran, and now I didn't even know what he's going. I'm guessing it's going to be Vipers, right?
Yeah, you gotta assume, but at this point, I don't know if you can assume.
Okay, it's going to be Adrenal Glands for the Zerglings.
And an Ultralisk Den.
And an Ultralisk Den.
Okay.
Wow. Right. Okay, so because he has shown the Swarm Hosts, Deer's initial reaction is to go to Colossi. And with this bank that we do see from Dark and going into Ultralisks and a safe third now, maybe you can really surprise him again.
You know, man, this is actually the type of game that I love to see, where the commentators are just like waiting and listening and just watching, trying to figure it out, because, you know, with an RTS like StarCraft 2, it's been around for so long. You hear the phrase that, you know, everything's figured out. Everybody knows what they're doing. Like, you can't really mix it up too much anymore, like, as you would with the newer RTS. But here we see Dark really trying to mix things up. Definitely playing non-standard, and it's enjoyable to watch to me.
Yeah, really his own style, going for Vipers and Ultralisks, but still upgrading ranged attack. So still wants to upgrade his Swarm Hosts. So this is kind of all over the place. We'll have to see where it lands, though. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, man, right now it's a balloon in the wind going back and forth, but eventually it's going to run out of air.
That's when he loses the game.
That actually sounded like a very negative little analogy there, but I didn't mean it that way. This Warp Prism's got to be careful. Taking a lot of damage from the Spore Crawler. Almost goes down.
Ooh.
Now the Queen is able to burrow, but that's not a great spot for the Zerglings.
That's a horrible spot. That's the worst spot. And here we go. He's going to get rid of them. Still no upgrades on the Zerglings, which I find pretty interesting because he is adding Ultralisks. Like, he's actually going to lose that fight against the Zealots, by the way. Oh, nearly. Okay.
Well, there's another Warping coming in, and it's trying to focus down that spawning pool.
Definitely going to get that if there's any Zerglings to defend. Ultras are coming up into the main base. It's taking a lot of damage there.
Those slow, clunky Ultras, it doesn't look like they're fast enough, and the spawning pool is going to go down. It's going to be remade now. Pulls back that Warp Prism. Nicely done. Does grab it. Get the kill.
And the most important thing is that he did see the Ultralisk, so he can go back into Immortal and to Robotics Facility Immortal at that. This will give, I guess, if we see Dark kind of identify that soon enough, he can go back into Swarm Host, which obviously Immortals suck against. I mean, he also has Vipers, which are going to help out help the Ultras deal with the Immortals.
2 unlucky Stalkers. They get clipped. They do go down. Missile attacks level 2 about to finish for the Zerg, making those Locusts much stronger. Going to be nice there in the middle of the map just for defending that 4th base in the middle. Don't see any 5th base shenanigans just yet out of Dark. So right now just playing at 4th base versus 4th base. 4 base versus 4 base.
I wonder if he's going to go into Brood Lords from here. He's making that Spire. He does have a bank that he isn't using. So I wonder if that is his next step. You know, just go for every single tech and keep the Protoss guessing.
Maybe this was the idea from the beginning. Just say, like, okay, I'm going to take it super slow, super safe while getting all my techs, and just wait until the end game. Get my super unbeatable late game comp, whatever he wants to do. And go for that kind of thing. Those Ultras getting a bit ahead of themselves. They had to be careful against the Immortals.
Has to be very careful with these Swarm Hosts as well. Cannot afford to get them caught out because it'll give the... Alright, so it is going to be Broodlords.
Moonblade called it.
I called it.
You heard it first here on Pro League.
You can just kind of assume it's going to be every single tech in the game at this point. He's got such a bank. He's adding a great Aspire. Wow.
So many Ultras over there. The Swarm Hosts, they did find enough room over there at that 4th base to send out one wave of Locust, but they do back off now. And it looks like Deer wants to move out on the map at this point.
Yeah, if he was massing Void Rays, it'd be the perfect composition against everything that we see from Dark right now.
Yeah, very true. No Infestors out on the map just yet.
Oh, taking a lot of damage from these Locusts. Not losing anything, but still some critical damage to those units.
That one Immortal was so low. Now some Storms here for Deer.
Committing to Storm. You know what this means? It usually means that the Protoss wants to push. If he's willing to commit to Storms on Locusts, he wants to get up that ramp.
That he does. And the Greater Spire is not yet finished. It's going to take a while for that to finish and then morph into Broodlords. Dark needs some more time here. Looks like he wants to come out on the map. He does snipe that Observer.
Now that's an important kill. I believe that was the only Observer with the army as well.
Yeah, there was one over there to the left, like that we just saw, that Warp Prism passing by it, but he's got to bring that over. And with that Observer kill, he's bought enough time. It pushes Deer off the creep. And those Broodlords are getting morphed.
And they should be out in time, and what we see from Deer is no counter to that whatsoever. He's got a full ground, anti-ground army, anti-Swarm Host / Ultralisk, and he's going to have a nasty supply when he gets up here. And a good Blinding Cloud.
Really nice Blinding Cloud, in fact. A decent Storm coming on to a lot of those Broodlords as well as the Swarm Host in the back. That's a lot of Broodlords. And finally, we do see some air units in production. 2 Tempests. It seems like this base in the middle of the map was actually canceled. I think I saw a Nexus coming up there at least.
And now Dark has to make his move before the hard counter is on the map. Protoss has found the next step in Dark's plan, so he kind of has to make his move at this point. Unless he just really wants to drag this out.
So much armor on that Ultra. It takes so long for all of those 6 cannons, or 5 cannons rather, to do any damage to one of them. But again, those are very expensive. Looks like he is going to commit to it just now. But look at this. This Mothership getting pretty out of position right now. Even the Corruption able to go down, taking a lot of damage. Is he actually going to recall out of here? He just barely gets back with 69 health.
Wow. So close. He cannot afford to lose that at all, or it makes everything so much easier for Dark to push.
Yeah. Some of these units just caught out on the map is what I wanted to say.
Yeah. Well, I think he can kind of get rid of them at this point as well. It wouldn't be a bad idea considering he's fighting against Broodlords and Swarm Hosts.
Well, so far I have to say I'm liking the gift that both these players have given to us. We're going to see a bit of a later game PvZ right now. Dark is looking to get the kill on the Mothership. That guy is very, very low, and he's able to get it down now. And how many Tempests do we have out on the map? Only 2. We have 11 Immortals right now in this mix.
That is way too many Immortals. Nice Blinding Cloud on just about everything, giving these Lucas a lot more to kill. And we are seeing the, I think that was the last Tempest just go down.
Where's the support for the Colossi? There's nothing here. No Void Rays. Only 2 Tempests. They're not even in the fight right now. And all the Colossi are going to go down.
Cannot commit too much to these Tempests. But yeah, he just lost his anti-Swarm Hosts, anti-Locust sort of units. So it's going to give Dark even more of a foothold in the middle of this map and give him the ability to start pushing.
This is so annoying to deal with after losing all of your Colossi. Just the Locusts become that much more threatening. They were threatening before. Now they're even more threatening. Deer not really paying attention, losing some High Templar here in the front. 2 of them.
That. Yeah, that is way too much. Nice counterattack. This should clean up the main base if left unchecked.
Yeah, a lot of transfuses coming down, but only so many transfuses can come down. And now the Corruptor's trying to come in as well as those Broodlords, doing a lot of damage to the Tempest as well as the Colossi in the back. But there's not enough support here, actually, for the Broodlords. A lot of them going down right now. A really nice blink forward in between waves of the Locusts. But as those Locusts come in, as well as some more Broodlings out of the Broodlords, he is forced to back off and taking a lot of damage right now is Deer. But he is doing damage of his own in the main base.
Still has to be very careful, Doc. Don't want to overcommit. He is actually behind in supply, but way ahead with the bank. Now seeing some Zealots go. They aren't charge lots, actually, which is a big thing, considering there are Swarmers on the map. Usually, the moment Protoss see Swarmers, they're like, okay, I got to have charge lots. I got to be able to counterattack and warp in and create a lot of damage to all the economy. Oh, surrounded.
At least they did come to one thing. You were not happy with them before, but they were able to kill an Ultralisk.
Yeah. They got something done.
Yeah. And now we're seeing a bit of a transition out of Dark, actually 16 Mutas into this mix.
Yeah, this is pretty much the perfect opportunity to do it because he is going Tempest. He does have a lot of Blink Stalkers, but they are out of position, and so are all the cannons here.
Oh, man. It's a rough one to take, and now some probes going down. Not going to commit to killing those probes, though. It looks like he wants to go towards that third base first while putting on the pressure in the middle of the map. Kind of drawing Deer out here, trying to make him multitask right now while getting a lot of damage done.
Oh, wow.
So many probes going down there at that third base. Almost all of them go down. 21 in total, 22, and he's not done yet.
Nope, finally has the Mothership Core back so he can start pushing these Swarmers. Still, Broodlords in the sky. And, ooh, any Impulse Crystals. I think it's going to get canceled, Valdez.
Yep, he's going to just commit to this, get that canceled. Oh, man, he didn't commit to it. It was so low, 37 health. There he goes. Okay, he goes back and gets it. But he takes a bit more losses on those Mutas.
He could afford it at this point, but it looks like he's going to go back into Corruptors. And getting that +3 melee. And back into Broodlords.
Yeah, wow, just sky units here for Dark at this moment in time. Deer, he noticed that, Dark did put a lot of gas, minerals, and supply into those Mutas right now, so he is taking this moment to push out on the map, clear up all the Spore Crawlers, and actually a big blink forward right now, killing all of these Broodlords that are warping in, and he's going to have to back off eventually here, but he does grab another one.
Yeah, not bad. A lot of Stalkers going down for that. We're seeing some Zerglings run in, but not much is going to happen. Corruptors could take out this Mothership Core, and from there, everything else should get cleaned up.
Yeah, not much answer here for the Corruptors. It looks like it will be just barely enough to clean up the two Tempests. Those Stalkers not quite hitting the right things right now. Kind of getting bugged with their AI, and Corruptors doing their job. Tempests all going down as well as the Colossi, and all of these Immortals, I have to say, man, are so awkward.
Yeah, there's such a supply sink at this point. There's, how many is that, 7? So that is a lot of supply in a unit that is completely useless against Swarmers, Broodlords, Corruptors, Zerglings.
Zerglings, especially with +3 and Adrenal Glands. They all get caught out here, and whatever use they had before, they're going to go down and have 0 use now.
And I think, Valdez, we are going to see SKT-3-0.
I think we will. We saw the reaction on Deer's face. I love to see those reactions, especially when the players are losing.
You love to see the salt, Valdez.
That I do. Manor, Broodlord, Morph, and GG is called. Dark is able to do it. What a really interesting build out of this guy. Wanting to take it as late as possible. Knew he could take Deer down in that late game ZVP. That he does. Very entertaining game. We do not get to see Classic versus Shine. And right now, SKT is on top of the world. They are 5-1, and they have a +12 indicator.
I love Uzo's just like, I have no idea what you were doing in that game, but nice. Just go for every tech.
Pretty much. Why not? Very interesting build. You going to try that one out?
I'll try, but I don't know if I could do it like he did. That was just crazy.
Yeah, man. Pretty brilliant execution. There was a time in the game when we were looking at it, and Deer was going 8-gate with Robo, and we were just like, oh, this is not going to work, but it just barely did.
He just got the Swarm S out just in time and stabilized from there, so disappointing for Deer. But You know what? I'd love to see Dark versus SOS. Can you imagine, like, the randomness that would happen in that sort of game?
Oh, yeah, that would be so sick, man. Especially on King Sejong Station, because SOS is the same thing on the same map, where he just goes for crazy builds. You're totally right.
They'd just be, like, still on 2 base, like, 20 minutes in, and, like, going every tech.
Fleet Beacon versus Greater Spire. 2 base versus 2 base on King Sejong Station. Innovation, he did take his 5th win today. Talking there with Sari, who also took his other win, or his first win, rather. The other win is what I meant to say here. 3-0 in total. SK Telecom T1 versus Samsung Galaxy Con. Innovation over Hurricane, Sari over Bravo, and Dark over Deer.
Despite it being a 3-0, I think all those games were great to see. A lot of fun every single game. Even the Sari versus Bravo, Sari getting away with that hidden base. I like it a lot.
Yeah, man. Very interesting day so far, especially. You know, just some of the builds even. We unfortunately do not get to see Shine versus Classic or an Ace match. We were saying, you know, this is a lineup that could possibly look like an Ace match lineup, but Samsung Galaxy just not able to pull it through. I have to say, SK Telecom just looking untouchable and definitely the huge favorites going into this playoffs for round 1. I mean, especially with KT out of the picture, I think Gen Air's like the only team that can touch them right now.
Yeah. It's only a shame that we don't see Sue, right?
Yeah, that is a shame. I know you're a fan of Sue.
I love Sue, and he did so well last year, but obviously needs a bit of a break after those heart-destroying losses many times in a row.
Very